Tonight, Iran faces pressure from three directions at once: a new leader, a global energy choke point, and the first signs of internal fracture. The story is bigger than a leadership change, bigger than an oil spike, and bigger than another round of regional retaliation. What we are watching now is a three-front pressure test on the Iranian state itself. Iranian state media says Mojtaba Khamenei has been named the country's new supreme leader after the death of Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. But this is not a normal succession. Reuters reports Israel has publicly warned it will pursue every successor, meaning the transfer of authority inside Iran is no longer separate from the war. It is part of the battlefield. That matters because in Iran's system, the supreme leader is not symbolic. He is the final authority over the armed forces, strategic doctrine, and escalation decisions. So the real question tonight is not simply whether a successor has been chosen. It is whether the new leader can actually consolidate command fast enough to keep the system coherent under fire. Reuters has also reported that Iran's next leader inherits a fraying loyalist base, which raises the risk of a more brittle but more coercive state response. The second front is economic, and this is where the story reaches every viewer. The Strait of Hormuz remains one of the most important energy choke points in the world. The U.S. Energy Information Administration says roughly 20 million barrels per day moved through the strait in 2024, about 1/5 of global petroleum liquids consumption, along with around 1/5 of global LNG trade. Reuters reports the war has already driven a sharp rise in oil prices, freight costs, insurance premiums, and now real supply disruption, including a collapse in Iraqi output as exports through Hormuz seize up. That is why disciplined language matters on air. This is not yet a verified $200 oil world. It is a world in which $100 plus oil is plausible under prolonged disruption, while much higher prices remain a severe case scenario if the choke point crisis deepens. The market is not waiting for a formal closure of Hormuz. It is repricing on risk, delay, insurance, and the fear that energy flows can no longer be treated as secure. And then there is the third front, fragmentation pressure inside Iran. Reuters reports Iranian Kurdish militias along the Iraq border have discussed possible operations with the United States, while other reporting says Israel has explored Kurdish factions as a way to stretch Tehran from the inside. But this is not yet a verified Kurdish uprising. AP reports Kurdish dissident officials in Iraq deny planning an imminent attack. The Kurdistan regional government does not want its territory used to widen the war. Turkey says it is closely monitoring PJAK, and Syrian Kurds are warning Iranian Kurds not to trust Washington without hard guarantees. So, the deeper analysis is this: Iran is now under simultaneous pressure at the center, at the choke point, and at the periphery. At the center, a new leader must prove authority. At the choke point, Hormuz threatens to export war into inflation. At the periphery, Kurdish militancy threatens to turn an external conflict into a test of internal territorial control. None of these fronts alone guarantees systemic rupture, but together, they create the most dangerous condition for any state under stress: a leadership transition during war, with economic shock and peripheral instability arriving at the same time. And that is the real turning point tonight. This is no longer just a Middle East war story, it is a state fragility story with global economic consequences. The question is no longer whether the conflict is widening, the question is whether any actor involved still has full control over where it stops. Thank you for being with us. If clarity matters to you, you're in the right place. I'm Nova Kingsley. Stay informed, stay thoughtful, and we'll see you next time.